The worst thing about Bath when it's raining is that basically everywhere in Bath is this kind of like stone. This kind of like... So every now and again you'll kick into a puddle that you didn't see, or the flagstone will like flip up and then spit water all over your jeans. Well, trousers. Really annoying, and the amount of times that I like actually like trip on these stones is... Maybe it's because my shoes are too pointy. Who knows? What a day. We had a new person start today. He didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a laptop. At lunchtime we were both given our laptops. Mine's the new Windows 10 build laptop. His is a Windows 7 build laptop. But the process of installing Windows 10 on our laptops has wiped them. So now I've got to reinstall everything, which is an absolute pain in the arse. Also, they've realised now, after setting mine up, sorry about the wind, that the encryption software that we have that basically encrypts the hard drive and whatnot doesn't work with Windows 10. So now everyone on the team, even those who've had Windows 10 for ages, and they never notice because they basically never turn their computer off, so they never have to type their password in to unencrypt it. Everyone in the team, not just me, have to now leave their laptops at work overnight until they solve that problem. LOL. Basically, because I have been a pain in the arse and wanted Windows 10, everyone has now got to suffer the price for that. I think what essentially happened is our team were allowed to install Windows 10 when they got Windows 10 on their laptops, and then they never noticed that this thing wasn't working, and then now they're like, oh no, we can't let these computers leave the building without being encrypted, even though they've got BitLocker. You know how Windows 10 Pro has like disk encryption as standard? That's activated, but that doesn't count apparently because it's not the same. It's not good enough. YOLO. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a pretty interesting day today. We've come to an end of it. I, however, have been suffering with this for the past couple of days. I've been like, so I'm wearing an old pyjama top. Like this really like achy back of my neck, and it's like it feels like I've like pulled it or something, but it's like here, and if I was to go like that hurts a little bit. It's really weird, and I don't like it. Basically, we headed out this evening, so I've had it for like 3 or 4 days. It's not seems to be getting better, and I'm like actively trying to have like a better posture and all that kind of stuff, trying to figure out what's causing it. But I genuinely just think I've like moved really fast or something and just caught myself off guard. I don't know. So I had to go out and get some deep heat and whatnot. I've sorted out a video today, but otherwise I haven't been able to do anything else. I haven't done any programming or anything. I'm going to go to bed early to try and like rest it for longer, because I don't sleep much. So hopefully sleep will fix it, is my plan of attack. But they were saying that you need to rest things off all the time. Gosh, well no. I sleep a bit. Isn't 4 hours not good long enough? God damn it. Which is actually quite annoying because, Laurie didn't go netball today, which is kind of why I haven't had like a 2-hour intense programming sesh. But I'll be getting that on Friday instead. Bus on the way here sneezed 3 times. Got a nosebleed. Like, you know when you're at school, some kids just have nosebleeds all the time. I used to have a friend that had like a nosebleed every fucking day, and it would bleed like no man's business every day. And I never really got them, touch wood. I never really got it. And like, if I ever did, it'd just be like a tiny little bit. But I'm like, genuinely, this is probably the worst nosebleed I've ever had, and it's not even bad. There's a lot of common misconceptions with nosebleeds, isn't there? Though you shouldn't put your head back, you shouldn't pinch your nose. You should just kind of let it, essentially, but you shouldn't blow your nose either. I think. There's like so many misconceptions, I don't know what are misconceptions or which ones are true. You know what I mean? Alarm today, just some really loud fucking seagulls. I'm like trying to stem the bleeding with a tissue, but I'm trying to make it obvious that there's blood on my tissue, and I'm not just like walking around with a tissue stuck in my nose. Because it's not something adults have, is it, nosebleeds? I think I've seen someone have a nosebleed since I was literally in like GCSE level. I was doing the last little bit of pair programming on the patch job today, and my manager pointed out to me that I type really weird. I type, so I'm trying to type fast. Every single time I press space, I do space, backspace, space. My right hand just kind of rocks. It goes space, space, backspace, space. Every single word. I've never noticed that before. And I'm like, they told me I did it. I'm like, no I don't be stupid. And then I'm typing, I'm like, no I'm not. And they're like, you literally are right now. And then I watch myself and I am. What? So, that's some crazy muscle memory I need to unlearn. Right guys, Here is, wait, where's, there you go. This is how I type, right? Wait, hang on. Right, I just typed there. This is how I type, and I don't know why I'm doing it. Because if you watch that carefully, you see that my right hand's moving all the time. It's moving because I'm doing space, backspace, space at the end of every single word. And I only do it when I do it fast. I don't know why I do that. I don't know what could I have possibly done that's given me that habit. Told you that's a little bit weird. In other news though, it is late. I'm heading off to bed. I've managed to get my nougat package building and got it referenced within the inside my 2 projects, and I'm just trying to prove, I'm trying to get them to talk to each other basically. I haven't quite got that down yet. It's nearly 1 o'clock, so I'm going to head off to bed. Essentially going through that frustrating bit of like being, just change the build, okay, right, that means it spits out this thing in this format, which means I need to funnel it to here, oh, missed that, missed that, missed that. I love it. I'm not very a fan of OPSI stuff. It's a lot harder to debug and whatnot than anything else is. What a day, ladies and gentlemen. I've just spent a bit of time after work in the pub with actually the other team, like the development team where I'm at. It's kind of split into 2. We have a team, and then there's another team of people who are kind of working on the older stuff, slash other things that aren't related to us as well. But yeah, I just went to the pub with them, and I basically haven't really had opportunity to talk to them really since I've got there because of how separate we are. It's one of them ones where like they asked me a while ago, they were going to the pub after work a while ago, and they came over and asked me, and I said, I really can't tonight, I haven't got time, I'll go next time. Today, I've actually got time, so I was like, gonna have to go. But yeah, that was really good fun, and I'm now heading, it's 6 o'clock, I'm heading to the car. Laura is having drinks in town with some of her work friends, so I thought I'd do it too. Though I had to have a lemonade, because obviously I'm driving. I'm hoping there is a park and ride on the way home. I've got my umbrella as well, haven't I? Yeah, I can feel it. It turns out Laura is staying out really late. It's like nearly, I was just texting her like, just don't take this as a sign that I want you to come back. But I'm just checking to make sure you're alright. I am just making myself a cup of tea. I normally hold off on tea, because essentially what happens is I make myself a cup of tea, and the second I do, she texts me and asks me for a lift back. But no, she's having a good old fun time with some work colleagues. Much longer out. I generally expected her back like 8. I texted her when I came home, like, I'm just gonna have my dinner, but as soon as, like, in half an hour's time, I'm free to pick you up whenever you want. And then like several hours later. Otherwise, I'm still looking at Service Fabric stuff. What I've realised is the way that I was doing the Surface remoting, it's not as like bang, there you go, auto magic as I thought it was. I'm just now having like a rejig around to figure out how I can get it working. It's actually semi-complicated just to have that thing work. It essentially needs just the same amount of setup as it does to set up like a web API and things like that, but it does have its advantages still. I'm still going with it, but I'm looking into different things, like I'm using the way that you inject dependencies into it is slightly different, because what I didn't realise was I thought I'd be able to have services that just kind of listened behind a service, but actually the service that I deployed to Service Fabric, that's the remoting service. I thought I'd be able to have kind of connections on that. 999! I was chasing my tail a little bit, trying to figure out how I can have the, I think I've called it Identity Manager service, kind of have this other interface on that's like for registration, but then it'll also have an interface on for this other thing, and then it was just becoming a huge like a mothball of a project. So I was like, okay, so how can I kind of delegate half this information down to different things? And what I've discovered is what I can have is this thing that then has several different service listeners. They can all be the same thing, but I can have essentially the Identity Manager with a remoting service listener. It's a bit like, I guess, a controller, but it's got like all of the routing stuff in it and whatnot, instead of being in the middleware. I basically add controllers as service listeners. They then sit and listen to whatever port magic it does, using the service remoting stuff. And does it that way instead of having, so I essentially have one service with loads of service listeners that listen to specific messages rather than the other way around. And I'm getting, it's quite confusing, and so much so that I think what I said about literally 2 minutes ago was actually wrong. and what I just said is correct. If I'd have known the bay was going to be out this long, I'd have been able to stay longer in the pub in Bath. Ha, damn, we was having a good old talk about cats and stuff, cats and dogs, and I've been discussing, I don't know if I've said this out loud to you guys, but I've kind of set my heart on getting a husky. I really want a husky, but they're not an ideal dog for us, mainly because they can't be left on their own, so I have to essentially have a shift in my life where I'm able to be around the dog all the time, and they also don't like cats, and Laura likes cats. But otherwise, I fucking love one. I really want one. So, man, me and Laura have this thing where, like, she wants a cat, I want a dog. She also wants a dog, and I also kind of want a cat. But I think I'd be happy with just a dog. Laura would be happy, might just be happy with just a dog. So there's a chance I can sweet talk her into a husky, and then we just have a husky, and then we just be a dog. Yeah. Oh, I'd fucking love huskies so much, and they're so like easy. Well, they're not easy because it's a weird misconception with dogs. The closer they are to wolves, like wolf-wise, the easier they are to train, because essentially it's just a pack animal. So the more wolf-like it is, the more pack-like it is, in which case you just put yourself at the top of the tree and you're like, bang, I'm the fucking boss. They get lonely, is the problem, because they are pack animals. You need, normally people have like 2 huskies, or they have them with them all the time, or they have another dog that they can play with, or a cat, but they don't like cats because they're wolfish. A lot of research into this kind of stuff, but I think I'm like all ahead on the husky. I'm like, next step is probably a German Shepherd, and then I'm around, like, because I kind of want a big fluffy dog. Just big and fluffy, that's all it's got to be. And then I think below that is like a Border Collie, but they're quite small, and they're a bit too crazy, like you have to keep them entertained all the time. Or a Labradoodle. But I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of small Labradoodles, and I think I want a big dog. I want it to be big. I want it to come up to my waist. It's got to be horse-like. It's got to be like an horse. At that moment when it's like midnight, I look down at my phone and I've got 2 missed calls and 3 text messages from Laura, because my phone goes on to do not disturb at 12 o'clock at night every night, and I missed all of that. So she's on the bus on my way back now. I am at the point where I believe I should be able to do this thing, but it's not quite doing it. I'm getting a null pointer when it's trying to like inside some other code that I haven't got control of. So I've like came to the point. This is what I noticed. I was like, I'm going to scroll back from my chair, push my chair away from my desk, and I'm like, oh man, this is annoying. I'm going to go play some Xbox until Laura rings me. Look down at my phone. Oh shit. It's raining. It's been one of them days today where it was forecasted heavy rain during the day. And then we woke up and it was fine. And then we were like, should we do anything? Should we not? Turns out Laura had something that she needed to do today, which she wasn't aware of previously. So we spent the day working. I've got a good 4 hours of programming done. I stepped away from service remoting because I feel like it's not very good and there's far too many compromises for the minor positive that it gives. So I've just generated a web API to do it instead, and I'll just secure it through Service Fabric regardless, using normal methods like firewalls and whatnot. Slash not even opening up the port to the public, but I kind of do want it to be a little bit open, so I'll firewall it. And then I've also added Swagger.doc, so I've generated Swagger documentation from the API. I was struggling to get the comments to generate because of issue with .NET Publish, which is it ignores XML documents for stuff. That's annoying, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. But we are about to head on out. We're going to go out for a date night slash meal, drink, malarkey. We're going to go to this lovely looking Thai tapas place. I'm very excited. I've never been to a Thai restaurant before, so I'm very much looking forward to that. And I'm gonna wrap up this video, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday. We had a lovely meal last night. We've never been to a Thai place before. The only Thai curry I've ever eaten was a ready meal once, which I didn't like. We then made it ourselves. It was really nice. Then we went there and it was fucking lovely. I had this curry and it had like had grapes in it. Grapes, pineapple. It was bloody lovely. So I can definitely recommend Thai restaurants in general, but also that one. Although it was a very loud atmosphere, it was very noisy, so not great for like 2 people, for example. It was very much the kind. It was like when you go to like a curry house. There's loads of people in there about to go out on a night out. It was like that. Otherwise, though, today we've had a whale of a time because I got bullied into cycling down to Bath. So we headed on out about just gone 11, 11:30 I think we headed on out, and we cycled to Bath, had a wander around, got a pizza for lunch, had a wander around, just kind of killed time in Bath as you do, and then came back. So it's been a very long, tiring day, lots of cycling, lots of that stuff. Still come back, on the way there it's great, on the way back you feel like you're dying, you feel like you're going so slow, but we did it faster. I think we averaged about 11 mile an hour on the way back, 10 mile an hour on the way there, 13 mile each way, obviously, well 14 miles. It was a nice like get out for the day kind of thing, but then you've got the problem of having to come back and doing all the Sunday jobs. So Graham's cage is nice and clean and my phone camera battery is dying, so I'ma catch you later. You have a drink, Graham. Treat yourself. She hasn't got this nut yet, we've hidden it from her. Haha.